Well, a few weeks ago, we did a case study on a woke company in New Zealand. It was Kiwibank. And it was mainly because I have a number of staff members who have been leaking material to us showing this constant onslaught of wokery, which they're sick of, but they're actually very scared to speak up about or share their own views on. So what does a woke DEI company look like? And what are they obsessed with? Well, it's definitely not focused on the customer. The staff will be okay though, as long as they play along. Now, it appears that the heads of Kiwibank may have been watching McBlog because they've responded to accusations of wokeness. And they've actually confirmed just how bad it is. It's quite an eye-opener. If you thought we were over-egging the issue, you'll see we definitely weren't. Now, just to remind you, this is what Kiwibank says. They say, we pride ourselves on our inclusive culture, one where everyone belongs and is able to thrive. And they've created Te Kahukura Kapuia as a symbol of the pride they have in their rainbow community. Kahukura references multicolored and Kapuia references to gather or unite as one. And they use the harakeke flax of our brand to weave the 11 colours of pride. 11 colours of pride with their own Kiwibank green to symbolise strength and connectedness, our united view of inclusiveness and our pride in people. Now, Kiwibank is Rainbow Tick certified, and it's heavily involved in LGBTQI plus events and initiatives, including Pride Parade. And they're very proud about their Rainbow Tick, their unequivocal support of LGBTQIA plus communities from senior leaders at Kiwibank and an active Rainbow employee network were highlighted as areas of strength when the New Zealand-owned bank was certified with the Rainbow Tick this week. That was according to Kiwibank. Rainbow Tick's mission is to challenge heteronormativity and cisnormativity in the context of workplaces, contributing towards a future New Zealand where LGBTQIA plus people can live free from discrimination. Yep, that's quite a focus, isn't it? And Kiwibank has a rainbow version of its logo, its own rainbow symbol, and has even created rainbow Visa cards. And they say we wanted a symbol of pride that sat alongside our Kiwibank logo and would be seen year-round, not just in Pride Month, year-round. Kiwibank will also help with the $200 cost of customers wanting to change their name, especially for transgender, non-binary and gender who are changing their identity. Oh, but the money is not available for other people who are changing their name for whatever reason. It's just if you're in the LGBT camp. They have DEI policies and apply gender recruitment targets. So anyway, it appears that Kiwibank wanted to respond to what we had said. Now, have a watch because it's quite an eye-opener. This was posted on their Facebook page. It was 2 weeks ago. Now, I've been out of action with a bad eye infection, but this was posted a couple of weeks ago. I was going to tell you about it, so here's my chance to tell you about it. And this is what they posted.
Stance on diversity, equity and inclusion.
We are all in, 100% all in. It's been super interesting in the last couple of weeks to see organisations around the world swim away from the middle of the pool on this stuff, and we are 100% committed to the targets we've got. We've always got more work to do, but we're certainly not going to be backing away from those.
What are your pronouns?
I'm a he, him.
Why are rainbow communities important to Kiwibank?
I think they make us a much better business for ourselves, for all of our team members, for our customers. They're heart of our communities in New Zealand.
Does Kiwibank require customers to have their ID changed in order to amend their gender on file?
Simple answer is absolutely not.
How do you support gender affirmation for your people?
One of the ways we want to do is to make sure that we could do everything we could to help reduce barriers. So if people need supported leave, if they're going to need time off, we want to do everything we can to help.
How do you show support to the rainbow community on a daily basis?
Great question, AJ. And I wanted to make sure that I've got a list because there's a few things I really want to emphasise. So first of all, we've got a very active Rainbow employee network. And so that's team members organising celebrations and learning sessions throughout the year. We've got our symbol here. For us, that's a symbol that represents the diversity of the rainbow community. It's something that we can wear every day. Partnering with Pride Pledge, we were the first bank to be listed on the Gender Affirmation Policy. Our team fundraises and donates to Rainbow Charitable Trust, an amazing trust that does amazing work. We're the main sponsor of Give Out Day. That's a fundraiser again for the New Zealand Rainbow Charitable Trust. The Rainbow debit card, more than 100,000 customers use the Rainbow card. And we've got a wardrobe that removes gender items of what people are wearing, and I think the wardrobe's been a really important step because people have felt like they can bring their whole selves to work.
Do you consider yourself an ally?
Yeah, absolutely.
What would you say to the other New Zealand companies about allyship and how could they do it better?
I think it's really important that we do look to each other to say, hey, we can do more mahi to make things better, but also let's celebrate when other people do fantastic things and try and steal those ideas and do them as well.
Woo! Ah, boy. Now, it hasn't gone down too well with the customers. If you look down the bottom there, it's what you call out ratio. The comments are more than the likes. 400. So I've just checked this. I've just updated this today. 468 comments versus 101 likes. And the reason I say 101 rather than the 442 you can see there is that the problem is that, let me just show this breakdown here, 143 of the responses are angry and 121 are laughing or mocking. So that's 264 negative ones and just 101 positive. And some of the comments included, just stick to banking. You shouldn't be forcing your politics or discriminatory DEI policies on your customers or your potential employees. The only way you can achieve race and gender targets is by breaching New Zealand discrimination law. Another comment said, the Disney of the banking world. Another one said, self-righteous virtue signaling right here. Just treat everyone the same and we'll all be fine. Making something special is the opposite of helping, I believe. Another one says, stick to what your job is. Promoting Kiwibank is a good banking option to Kiwis and an alternative to the Australian banks raking in the money. That's why I switched, but maybe not the right decision if your priorities are on other things. How about working for all New Zealanders equally? Another one said, read the room, Kiwibank. People want you to deliver a banking service and value for fees and interest money. Concentrate on that. And one other said, that's a no from me. Now, one of the responses by the Kiwibank social media team, so they were told to expect a bit of a response. They said, well, our purpose is to make Kiwi better off. And then they say this, it's a classic. Regardless of the colour of their skin, the gender they identify, the people they choose to love, or how they interact with the world. But what they've just spent the whole time is actually saying, no, how you identify and who you love and your sexuality is actually what we want to focus on. It's really, really important to us. In fact, we'll give some funding to help you change your sex. They go on and say, we can't live up to our purpose if we're not supporting and helping our rainbow and minority communities be the Kiwi that they are, although they only focus on rainbow, not minority. We view our role as allies very importantly, and so should other Kiwi companies. Now, once again, the overwhelming majority of responses to that were either laughing or angry emojis. And one response said, you can still do that. Let me just read it. You can still do that without making such a song and a dance about it, right? Or are you going to be making videos about all of the other people group targets too? Good question. Remember, it's about the inclusion of all people. Okay, so that didn't go too well. It'll be interesting to see how long that Kiwibank post remains up. It's lasted a couple of weeks. But look, just to remind you, what's this diversity and equity and inclusion all about? Diversity is actually identity politics. It's defined by your sexuality, gender, race, colour, disability, all called intersectionality. If you can tick any of those boxes, you're a victim. Inclusion, well, we include everyone, but it's based on their definitions, which you must agree to. Language defined by the left, their definition of marriage, gender, sexuality, decolonisation, environmentalism, critical theory based on certain racial groups being victims and white people being oppressors, and equity, which is Marxism. Everyone must have the same outcome, irrespective of effort, talent, or character. But what DEI actually is it's deception, it's confusion around gender, sexuality, and disunity, racial conflict. It's inequality because it's special rights for special groups, the groups which our Kiwibank boss has just highlighted. And it's exclusion, cancel culture, if your views don't align with the new woke virtues. So, they say it's about inclusion and diversity. It's not. If you don't believe me, try going into a DEI meeting and reading the Bible verses on marriage, or on being created male and female, or that we are one in the sight of God. Or maybe mention that you only think that women can get pregnant. You'll quickly find out just how diverse and inclusive that group is. And it's actually part of the reason we started the Woke Up NZ website. It's not just Kiwibank. Do a search on Air New Zealand, ANZ, ASB, One NZ, Starbucks, Spark, the Warehouse, Southern Cross, even the police and the New Zealand Defence Force. Now, more recently, we've highlighted the wokeness in both MFAT, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade, and also MB, Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment. So there's some work to do to help DEI die. But by the way, Kiwibank definitely won't be friends with Winston Peters. About a month ago, New Zealand First introduced a members bill aimed at preventing banks from refusing their services to businesses because of the current ESG framework, which is environmental, social and governance, which is woke. The bill will ensure fairness and prevent those standards from perpetuating woke ideology in the banking sector being driven by unelected globalist climate radicals. It will mean that no New Zealand business can be denied banking services unless the decision is grounded in law. Winston says it will stop banks imposing woke-riddled, expensive, deadweight costs on our productive sector. But spending your money wisely and choosing businesses that aren't woke is the starting point. See, you have purchasing power and you should use it. Oh, just before I go, here's one more example of a woke company. AMI Insurance. Oh dear, AMI Insurance didn't get the memo that promoting and normalising children trying to change their sex via chemical castration, puberty blockers and hormones and surgical mutilation doesn't win customers. Although in this advertisement that I'm going to show you, using a natural disaster is an ironic association given the similarity of the outcome. So here's the transgender bit of the ad. It's very subtle, but you'll see the painting of the nails, the LGBT flag, and putting makeup on a dude. Have a watch. A little bit of flag there. Okay, so that's the bit to watch out for. Here's the full ad, and watch how they link the genuine sympathy of a natural disaster with gender ideology.
Significant weather event New Zealand has seen this century.
We have lost home, but we're okay.
You're good, Liz.
AMI, on your side.
It's very subtle, isn't it? It's linking a natural disaster with an ideological disaster. I mean, is AMI offering health insurance for botched transgender operations and the health harms of puberty blockers and sterilisation and counselling? I doubt it. Choose who you spend your money with wisely.